On today's show, we'll explore some of the most controversial and thought provoking statements from Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang about AI and how it's set to transform the world we know. His bold predictions and insights have sparked debates across industries, and today we'll dive into what they mean for our future. I'm Daniel,
I'm Matheus.
and this is the Human AI Experience. We'll be right back.
So I'll start a little bit of the background of Nvidia and its CEO, like Jensen Huang. So Nvidia was founded in 1993, originally focusing on producing graphic cards for gaming. However, under Huang's leadership, the company pivoted to embrace AI and now is a key player in the AI revolution. NVIDIA's GPUs, or the graphic processing units, are critical to train AI models and running AI driven applications. But Huang is not only known for NVIDIA's technological advancements, but also his bold and sometimes controversial statements about the future of AI, which I really like. His position on NVIDIA at the center of AI rising, and his predictions are shaping the conversations around what's to come. So I'll bring some of his statements so we can actually comment about it. What do you think about it, Danny?
Yeah, sounds good.
So the first one is like AI will transform industries, but with this, entire job categories will change or even disappear. What do you think about that?
I think it's totally true. I think we're seeing like I don't think we have. I mean, some industry leaders, of course, already thought about where we're heading, and we've been being exposed to these discussions. But I think we are trying to pursue something that we've never done before, which is AGI, which is general artificial intelligence. And what that means is that we're trying to create like an intelligence being. If we achieve that, that has never been done before, so we don't know what will be the implications for that. But before we get to that, there's still a lot of disruption that will happen in the industry. And I've seen some data that 90% of the jobs that exist today will be automated in the next 10 to 15 years, which is insane.
Yeah, yeah, it's totally insane, and not only the automation of like normal jobs, but if you think about it, like robots as AI beings or AI machines, they can definitely like switch some of the practical and more heavy work. For example, in the construction, in the industries, and the automotive industries, for example, you can do many of the job with robots. Some of them are already doing that, but they definitely can expand a little bit the production line. So I think that's a true statement. And talking about automation, the second quote is the automation of automation will transform programming jobs. AI will write the softwares itself. So what do you think about that?
I think it's already happening in a certain way. Um, and I think this trend started like a little bit before AI became as it became to. It started a little bit earlier with a lot of like with Webflow, Wix. There's a lot of no code tools that anybody can just understanding a little bit of how this technology is working, basically create an app or a website. But this is now exponentially increasing with AI. You can basically via prompts start creating web apps, for example. And I tried that with Claude. You can basically, even with the free version, you can basically go there, write a prompt, and ask it to create like an interactive web app quiz,
Yeah.
and it you just send the material, and then it does it for you, which is insane.
And the new version of the OpenAI, like ChatGPT, they really it can really program itself. Like I saw like people asking, "Can you create a chess game?" And then it creates a chess game. So fully functional. You can move the pieces, and it's kind of a it's everything there. So for me, it was a little bit scary to see that happening like so fast. And I think we are getting there. We're getting there. I'm not saying that I don't think the programming work will be extinguished, but they will change. So if you can program it and then just review it and make it better, that's the next step, I think. So his third quote is, "Everything that moves will be autonomous someday. Breakthroughs in AI have made all kinds of robots possible."
That's true. I mean, it's crazy. It's a bit absurd now because we are like in the early stages of this technology, but I can see that happening. I've seen there's two companies, one in Norway and one in Silicon Valley, of course. Like they are making autonomous robots, and one of them already built in ChatGPT. But this company in Silicon Valley, for example, when they implemented ChatGPT, it just skyrocketed their robot capabilities just because it's running these models. So can you imagine when it starts getting those models start getting better and better? So your the robots will also evolve with that. And they say in the near future that AI will help make these robots engineering better as well. So like how to optimize their mechanics and so on. And this other company in Norway is they're basically doing home ready robots. So it's if you look at their videos, we can just put it in the show notes. Just need to remember. Yeah, we just need to remember to put it in the show notes. There's this video where this robot almost looks like somebody is wearing like a
So
soft
yeah.
fabric suit. It looks like it's a human, but it's actually a robot. And they are planning to have a low cost robot for you to have it at home that can do some practical tasks. So it's quite insane. I don't remember the name of the company.
Yeah, I saw the same video, and it's pretty much impressive. And as you said, like it looked like a person like wearing and making like weird moves just to pretend that it's a robot, but it's actually a robot, which is which is funny somehow. And I think it's a really bold quote actually, and I totally can see that too. Like our cars are almost autonomously right now. Like we already have the technology. That's what I'm wanna say. So I feel that many of the things are gonna be like you can put it like buses. They're driven by a robot. And I think in Copenhagen you have a metro that there is no one driving it. Actually, isn't it true?
Yeah, it's true. And I think it's great because then nobody has to work in the at night. So the metro runs by itself at night. So it's 24/7 because of that. So it's pretty convenient and super automated. So it's pretty good. I like it.
So the fourth quote is like, "We believe these true trends, accelerate computing and generative AI, will drive a doubling of world's data center infrastructure installed based in the next 5 years." I think he knows better this demand than me actually, but it looks true. And it kind of rise a little bit of concern for me that I should invest in the stocks of Nvidia, because if they double the data centers, probably they will sell a lot of GPUs. So maybe that's the next thing to do.
Well, you should have done that in the beginning then, because
Yeah.
Nvidia is the they have the opposite problem that most companies have today. because 30% of their company employees that got stock since the beginning, they are billionaires already, so they are leaving the company. So really really talented people that just got stock because their stock soared so much because of AI, and then they are basically a monopoly now, offering these GPUs for training any kinds of models worldwide. They're sitting on a pile of money, but I think they're reaching the limit because there might be some other companies that will start competing with them. So, and then of course then you will have to share that um, market share, right? But yeah, you should have done it in the beginning. But
Yeah.
who would know, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I think that's an important question, and of course, we when we talk about that, we talk about more energy usage and more CO2. So in sustainable terms, it can rise a little bit of concern. But then for that, he got another quote. Actually, he said that nuclear is a wonderful way forward as one of the sources of sustainable energy. So he's already thinking about reactivating and like use more nuclear energy now to power the AI infrastructure and everything around it, which is a bit controversial because we know that it can be sustainable at some point, because it pollutes less in terms of air, but it creates so much radioactive material, from the nuclear that I don't know. It's two ways.
I think it depends, right? If we're still using the same technology from the 60s from nuclear energy, yes, there's a lot of nuclear waste that is generated with this technology, but there has been some advances in the nuclear industry, right? To optimize that. So there have been some innovation in how to generate less waste, so you can reuse the nuclear waste your nuclear power plant generates. So you by reusing that, then basically you make it more sustainable. So I do see this growing and evolving. And well, Amazon just bought a nuclear power plant to power their data centers. So I mean, it's already happening, but we also need to evolve that technology in a way that it's also not generating more waste. But it seems to be clean energy, right? If we fix that problem, it generates a lot of power. It's very powerful.
So the next quote is: the AI factories will take raw material, which is data, and transform it into AI supercomputers. It's a bit scary, That's why I stopped a
Yeah.
little bit because I believe that's true because computers are actually data, and we are creating data all the time, like writing stuff. And so if you take all the material that we have in the world, for example, Google can take so many sources of material that everyone is creating and putting on Google Drive. If they take all of that, they can create a super AI, of course, and a supercomputer with the knowledge of the world. So why not do that? Or
I think this is the next level, right? It's when AI knows how to improve itself, and then it starts basically using all the information to upgrade itself. But it, I don't. It's really hard to think about what will happen when that starts happening. So it's kind of hard to predict, right? So
yeah,
the sky's the limit. I mean, if there's AI supercomputer that can do a lot of things, what would it do then? What we humans will still doing, will still be doing, because we might not be necessary for things to work anymore. Like, so we will have to rethink what is our role in the world and in society. It's a deep philosophical discussion.
yeah, Skynet is the next step. I'm just joking, of course. But if you think about supercomputers, I always think about the Terminator movies. So Skynet might be created by these supercomputers. So the next quote is like, the era of AI is upon us, and its impact will be far-reaching, touching every aspect of our lives and transforming entire industries. Looks
Totally
true.
agree.
Yeah. And I think it kind of matches what we talked to like previously in the other quotes. Like it's kind of it's already here, It's like, well, like I can see like in many applications for PhDs now, they're allowing you to use AI, So even the academic, that is more the more conservative world, they are allowing people to use AI because it makes more efficient and more even better, like the English and the terms and everything. So it kind of makes sense.
I mean, that's what we've been preaching since the beginning of this podcast. Like, you have to embrace these technologies, not be afraid of it, because it's like, at least we are using AI every day, all the time. I have a tab on my Chrome browser open all the time with ChatGPT open here. I have my own GPT, so I mean, I'm using it all the time. And I got to a point where if the server is down, I start freaking out. Shit, what am I gonna do if this thing doesn't reply my messages if it's not working? So I mean, you can see how it already transformed my day-to-day life, for example. So there's no escape from it, and the same way we cannot. Very few professions today don't use a computer on a small scale level.
Yeah.
Even if you do a lot of hands-on work, or maybe you work as a physiotherapist in a clinic, you're still going to go and register some notes from your patient somewhere in a computer. So you're using a computer, or you're using some sort of electronic device to do
Yeah.
some sort of bureaucratic task. So I think with AI is going to be the same. Everybody's going to use AI at some point, and you are going to be very weird and probably live in the middle of nowhere where there's no internet connection if you don't use AI.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just being a bit too extreme here, but I think we're heading that way. It's going to be as common as as having a computer or having a phone.
Yeah, I agree with you. Actually, it's gonna be connected. Like the phone will access an AI, like, and it's already happening. Like the iPhone and Apple, the Apple Intelligence, they already put it like ChatGPT in the in the phone. So what's gonna happen next? Like Apple already created this movement of for us to have a computer in our hands every day. So now we're evolving to AI every time. So I feel that it's a one way evolution. We're not heading back about this. And as you said, like I have the same. I open when I open my browser, it's a ChatGPT tab all the time open. Because sometimes you just wanna check some stuff or like just ask some to refine an email that you were sending. So for me, it's like my personal assistant that I don't need to pay. I just just talk to the AI and it gives me a really good answer. So why not use it? So it's pretty much interesting to see the quotes that Jensen Huang is saying and how he's predicting some things that we already discussed in this podcast many times. And I think it makes a lot of sense. Even the most controversial ones, they're not that much controversial. They are actually predictions that I believe is gonna happen.
Yeah, well, he definitely did something right. Otherwise, Nvidia wouldn't be this critical role in AI training and in the AI revolution that we're seeing today. So this guy definitely have a clear vision where things are going, and it seems that he's really determined to go that way. Awesome. We reached the end of our episode. If you are interested in how AI is evolving and how you can introduce it in your life or your work, subscribe to the podcast in your favorite podcast service and follow us for more. Let's explore AI together. If you have any questions for us, you can reach out to us at hello@humanaixp.com or connect with us on Instagram at hellohumanAIXP. Thanks for listening and see you next week.